Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Efeni. Good morning, Emmanuel.
Good morning, Ruben. Good morning, Rufai. Good morning, Oji Nix. You need some extra energy to do the Ruben Abati.
I'll give you 98%.
Okay, good. Now let's start the review quickly with this day, Nigeria's newspaper of record. Yes, the lead story is a 4-horse race. How PDP delegates may vote in presidential primaries. Yes, Atiku Abubakar. The photographs on the front page there. Atiku Abubakar, Governor Peter Obi, Bukola Saraki, and Nyensom Wike. Yes, these are the 4 front runners as this day Nigeria's newspaper of record has clearly analyzed in this report. Now, Atiku Abubakar, old war horse, you will say, serial presidential aspirant/candidate. But this time around, many in the PDP have said this election is for him to lose. And clearly, if you look at the states where he seemed to be making inroad as front runner, then you say maybe there is something to say about Atiku and his smiles this time around. Yes, Adamawa, his home state, he will get. Delta is being given to Atiku. Why? Delta, yes. James Ibori, the PDP godfather, if you want to use that term, and his dynasty. Yes, not necessarily on good terms with Governor Okowa, but something is also cooking in Delta, because many are saying the calm man of Governor Okowa may just be one waiting to be picked as vice president of running mate, as it were, first. Yes, so if you look at this lineup, who is likely to pick an Okowa? Yes, maybe Atiku, because Obi, the person he picked last time, is running against him. But let's just give Delta to Atiku in this permutation. Yes, Edo ordinarily should be harvest time for Nyensom Wike, because he's take his money, his time, his energy to ensure that Governor Obaseki became the governor. He was there, live, boots on the ground, as Rotus will put it, in Edo State during that governorship race. But things seem to have gone sour between him and Governor Obaseki. Will there be any kind of reconciliation? But again, in Edo State, you have parallel primaries. Congresses in Edo State, parallel congresses. The Dan Obi group, the governor's group, which will produce the delegates. Well, still another nut to be cracked and an issue to be resolved there. Yes, Gombe will go, at least 50% of Gombe should be going with Atiku. Kaduna, yes, Kaduna will be shared by, of course, Atiku and maybe Wike, who has made some serious campaign in that area. Now, Nasarawa, you want to say Atiku will take Nasarawa, but Niger State, he will share perhaps with Bukola Saraki. Ondo, yes, it's another state where Atiku will make inroad. Osun, Taraba, Yobe, and of course Ogun State. These are states Atiku is likely to make inroad. But Bukola Saraki, of course, Kwara, proximity, geopolitical proximity will just give him Kogi. Maybe he will make some inroads there. Of course, in Lagos, Bukola Saraki, a Lagos boy, by any standard, should be getting at least 50% of the delegates putting their votes into his ballot at the convention. Niger State, yes, geopolitical proximity may just give Saraki the edge there. Now, if we look at Ogun State, Saraki will also make inroad there, as well as Osun. Of course, we expect Atiku to also make some inroad there. But if we just look at Saraki's area of strength, Nasarawa, yes, he will make some substantial inroad. Niger, Ogun, Osun, Kogi, Katsina, yes, and of course, Benue, Kwara. But Nyesom Wike, yes, he's been campaigning, he's been going from state to state, although his message not very clear, but I think some other things may just be clear to the delegates wherever he visits. Rivers, he will, of course, 100%. Abia, his next door neighbor, they are rooting all the way for Nyesom Wike. Bayelsa, I'll be surprised if everybody in Bayelsa don't vote for Nyesom Wike. But he has his own quarrels with Saraki Dixon. But during the governor, of course, former president Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, who sees Nyesom Wike as a son, political son, as it were. I'm sure they will want to swing things in favor of Wike from Bayelsa totally so that he doesn't split that vote. Of course, Cross River, he will share. He will share with maybe Udom, who, well, though in the race, you say not clearly a force, if you will, despite the fact that he has glittering credentials. But this is politics we're talking. It's either you have the structure, the reach, or you don't have it. And for now, people like Udom, Pius Ayim, yes, once a national figure, a Senate president, and Secretary of Government of the Federation, but I don't see his reach going beyond a few states. Ebonyi, of course, in his kitty. Yes, Ekiti will go with Wike. Fayose has declared that many times over. Oyo, likely to go with Wike totally. Wike will pick votes in Ogun and Ondo. Now, what about P2B? The most popular face, you will say, very clear message, converting Nigeria from a consuming nation to a producing nation. Message that seemed to have resonated well on the streets and even on the cyberspace. But in terms of picking the votes from the states, he has been going around, he has been talking. I hope they understand his message, these delegates. Otherwise, P2B, many want to be the front runner. But how will he fare picking the votes? Left to be seen. Yes, but this is about money. Money talks in Nigerian politics. And when it comes to convention, delegates get to the convention and return home rich. These front runners all have deep pockets. They will spend money. And I'll be surprised if any of these aspirants can actually camp his delegates and ensure that they don't get the resources being put forward by other aspirants. Yes, money will talk. Delegates will come home rich because many of them are coming from the local governments, not very, well, of course, you wouldn't say they are very rich. So they will see this, seize this opportunity to make as much as possible. But at the end of the day, can these aspirants get these delegates who have collected money to do their bidding? Now, the governors, leaders of their party coming to the convention, will they be able to influence all delegates to vote the way they want them to do? The governors don't seem to have a lot of control over these delegates that have been elected. But again, they will try and play a role in this matter. But it's just a few days away, and we'll be waiting to see how it pans out. Now, if we just look at before we look at other newspapers, maybe Ruben, Rufai, and Tundu, and Ojinika. Ojinika. You can understand when I mention that name.
Of course, we miss our Victoria.
Yes. Shout out to Victoria Tundem Kiobiola.
Yes.
She'll be fine. Yeah. Ruben.
Okay, well, where do you want me to start from? I already said earlier, before you joined us, that...
You ruled out Peter Obi almost completely.
No, I did not rule him out. You see, I was quoting the analysis in this.
Yes, you don't have to
because
agree.
this said, look, whereas he's the most likable and probably the most knowledgeable,
yes,
you know, out of the front runners in the PDP, as shortlisted by this day, but that he does not have the national sprite. And I said, look, this is a man, the only candidate that has had a 1 million man march. Okay, so what is the issue? Because the analysts, I think that was anchored by Olawale Olale, as I said earlier, ended by saying it's a matter of cash. And if it's a matter of cash, if that's the conclusion of that analysis, then maybe we should still expect surprises. Because when it comes to cash, I don't think you can push Peter Obi to the side. You know, if it's a matter of cash, he too can deploy cash.
He has cash as an individual, and I know there are people mobilizing cash for him in the billions.
Some Wike, you know, the this day analysis also did not play him up, although it was mentioned in the four-man shortlist.
But if you look at the states they have given to him...
Yeah, he doesn't have so many.
Yes, quite a few.
Well, he doesn't have so many. Ekiti,
you have to take
because of Fayoshe.
No, you have to take another look at that.
Yeah.
Because I don't agree that Bayelsa Wike will split.
Well, Bayelsa we're told will be disputed, it will be shared, Cross River will be shared, and all of that. It's categorized in many of those states that will be shared. But anything can happen. He has projected himself as a PDP loyalist. And as I said, 24 hours is a long time in politics. Anything can happen.
There will still be some horse trading.
But whatever happens, at the end of the day, we hope, you know, that the PDP will feel the best man for the job. Now, if we say it's down to Saraki and Atiku. Atiku is from the north. How would that affect the response from the south? Southern governors, 17 of them, saying in both political parties, power should come to the south.
Yes, their resolution.
If we take,
their Sabah declaration.
If we take Bukola Saraki is amphibious.
Whatever that means in Nigerian politics.
No, in terms of political zone. I mean, in a sense, he's from North Central, but at the same time, he's half Fulani, he's half Yoruba.
No, they call him the bridge. The bridge.
Oh, the bridge.
Yes,
okay.
Between North and South.
All of these things will come into play beyond cash. And Saraki, when it comes to cash, can he match Wike? Can he match Peter Obi? Can he match Atiku? Although it's unfortunate that in Nigerian politics, we are reducing everything to the size of the pockets. And to people like us, who are witnesses to the ravaging pandemic of empty pockets, you know, I think it's...
No, you are not one of them anyway. You are not one of them. I can testify.
No, but the evidence of my life shows me that there's a ravaging pandemic.
Or you are not part
of empty pockets.
But Ruben, you're not an executive director in this organization. So I know what I'm talking about.
I give up.
Thank you. But speaking of cash, let's not forget what happened in 2018. A certain governor put out a lot of cash to be able to help a certain candidate called Mr. Tambawa. Delegates collected money, and we saw what happened.
Well,
we need to go.
No, in that case,
thank you, Feni.
Ruben,
don't worry.
The owners of Nigeria came to town.
We need to go.
And things changed.
Okay, no problem. As for cash, if you want to be a millionaire, think like a millionaire. I mean,
like Bansi and company.